Hey, what's up everybody? This is James and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about a new monitor that I got, and that's the Neewer F100 monitor. I haven't had a chance to really use it outside in sunny weather because the last few days has not been sunny. But I will get it out there in the sunny weather so that I'll be able to test it and I'll know whether it works good or not. So far, what I could tell, I got it sitting on top of my camera right now. But this screen right here is fantastic if you want to have a setup, kind of something, you know, want to set up a studio or something like that. This is great for that. And plus you can be able to see yourself. Also, it's great if you want to have a film monitor and you're out and about and you're filming and stuff like that. Although I have heard a lot of good things about that monitor considering the price, and that it works pretty good outside as long as you have the hood to cover it up. So I mean, we'll have a test, and I'll actually test it outside. I know a lot of people, they do these reviews on these monitors, but they don't actually take them outside and show you what it looks like outside. That's what I'm going to do in this video. Although I'm not going to do it today. Unfortunately, it's raining, and well, it's not really sunny out there, so I have to wait for a sunny day. But don't worry, you won't have to wait, because I'll have some B-roll of that and stuff like that, so that you can how it works outside in sunny weather and stuff, and things that you can do to still be able to see your screen even in the sunny weather. This monitor does have a few functions on it, which I think is kind of helpful, but the whole purpose of me wanting a film monitor is just so I can see a bigger screen of my camera, and especially with the Sony a7iii camera, or even the a6000 camera. I just want to be able to see the screen a little bit more bigger so that I know what I'm looking at, especially whenever I want to use one of those manual focus lens. It is so hard to focus those little cameras with a manual focus lens, and you know, with the screen being so small. So this will help it out a lot. I could care less about all the other functions on the monitor, but this does have a few functions on there that you might like. One of the functions on here that I really like is the focus assist function on here, or focus peaking, whatever you want to call it. It pretty much makes your screen black and white and shows you what all is in focus using some red outlines. And they do have different peaking colors: red, green, blue, white, and black. Although I admit I have not used it very much, considering that I have autofocus lens and I mostly use autofocus. But it is nice to know that I do have that function on that monitor. This also has some other check field colors that you can get with it as well, like green, red, and mono. But the purpose of this video is not to go over all of the functions and a complete review of this. You probably already encountered a bunch of reviews like that already, because there's a lot of reviews on this monitor. But one thing that's missing is being able to see what it looks like outside. And I think it's kind of a missed opportunity when people do reviews on these monitors and they only do it in their studio and don't bother to go outside on a sunny day. So that's the purpose of this video. Now, the couple of videos you've seen already from outside were on cloudy days, so it wasn't sunny at all, and I was able to see that screen perfectly. The real test is whenever we have to deal with a real sunny day. Okay, here is a sunny day, and I purposely pointed the monitor up in a bad angle, just so you can see it at its worst. And this right here is without the hood and pointed up in a bad angle. And the funny thing is, it actually looks better like this to you while you're outside. When I was looking at this, I wasn't having any problems seeing the screen or anything like that, and it was looking pretty good. It's just this camera wasn't showing it that well. But I ended up changing some settings on my camera, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like to you while you're outside. Now, it also varies though too, depending on where you were positioned at and where is the sun position at. The results can vary. Like you see right here, I purposely pointed the monitor where it was facing the sun and actually had the sun in there, so you can see that's going to give you some issues. So again, it mostly depends on how you have your monitor position and stuff like that. But for the most part, me reading the readout has been really easy for me to see. I actually like it a lot better than the little tiny LCD screen that's on your cameras. Now, I tried it in different positions and different angles and stuff like that, and actually extreme angles, like as you seen a little bit ago with the sun directly onto the screen and stuff. But I tried it in different angles, and I have to say I'm actually happy with most of the angles that I got. I was able to see the screen very clearly, and I didn't have no issues with it. Even at this angle right here, it looks like you can't see the screen very clearly, but I didn't have that problem whenever I was standing right in front of it. I was able to see it very clearly. Now let's talk about focusing and autofocusing and face detection. Now, one thing bad about Sony cameras and monitors is that you end up losing face detection. Your autofocus still works. It definitely works just fine. You won't have no problems with autofocusing. As you can see, here's what it looks like when it's in 4K mode. You don't even see the face tracking box. Now for your bloggers, if you guys are wanting that face detection, unfortunately, you ain't gonna get it. Well, in 4K, but you will be able to get face detection in 1080p. That's something that a lot of people forget to say whenever they do these reviews on these monitors and the Sony a7iii, is that you actually get face detection with 1080p, 60 frames a second, 30 frames a second, 24 frames. You definitely get face detection with that, but once you hit the 4K, you don't get it. Now this particular video is in 4K. Like I said, you lose face detection, but you get regular autofocusing, and the regular autofocus works really good. So, but the difference between face detection and regular autofocus is, let's say if I put my hand in front of my face and out towards the camera, it's going to focus on that hand. If you have face detection on, it's going to focus on your face rather than whatever object you have in front of you, whether that be your hand or anything else. Right here I'm using regular autofocus without face detection so that you see how well it does. I also went ahead and overexposed, as you've seen right there, and I decided to go ahead and put the camera in a different angle and also put the screen in a different angle just to see how good it does. And as you can see, the autofocus kept up really good. Unless you're a blogger, that's the only way I could think of it being an issue. Even if you are a blogger, this still will work out great for you. So it's up to you. If face detection is important to you, then yeah, that'll be a downside. You might want to go ahead and record in 1080p. The only other reason I can think of that you might have an issue with not having face detection is whenever you're doing a wedding and you want to film in 4K and the bride is coming down the aisle and stuff like that. Although with a Sony camera, you probably want to go ahead and record that in 1080p 60. That way you can have slow motion when they're coming down the aisle anyhow. So, hey, just put it in 1080p 60 as they're coming down the aisle. That way you can get slow motion. And then you can upscale in 4K on the footage there. So like I said, do it in 1080p anyway. But if you insist on doing it in 4K, then hopefully you won't have no problems. And I don't think you will have any problems with it. I think it'll focus just fine. Matter of fact, on my next wedding, I think I might go ahead and do that myself and use the monitor and record in 4K and see how it does. I'll let you know in the comment section how it did. A couple of things that comes in the package is you will get a lens hood. You will also get a little adapter that clips onto the the monitor so that you can Velcro the hood on it. Other things you'll get in there, you will also get another, I guess it's a mini HDMI to a regular HDMI. All right, and right now I have the micro HDMI to HDMI. This is, I guess, what we could consider a mini. As you can see right there. All right, and of course you also get some audio jacks, audio video jacks. Anyways, that's it for this video. Until next time, peace out and live long and prosper.